Hello everyone. I think I'm live. I had a little notification pop up there. Had to read it before I actually could focus on you all. So hello and welcome to Wednesday. You have made it halfway through your week, halfway through the day, and now it's time for you to take a break and watch me create. So my name is Colleen Magnus and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on the East Coast in Virginia, and I love to teach the art of rubber stamping. Now, I may teach you what to do, I may teach you what not to do, but I do promise to teach you something. And today we are going to make a card with designer series paper, and it's called a quilted card. And the reason this is such a good card to make is because I know you all have designer series paper. Tons of it, right? We always say the last thing we need is more paper, and what do? Buy more paper. We love it. But then you have scraps, and you know you can't throw your scraps out. So I'm going to do a couple videos on showing you what to do with those scraps so you can justify keeping every single one. So I'm just booting up here. I'm sure you all will be coming on in a little bit, but I'm going to share some Sale-a-Bration inspiration with you once we create the cards. I have been blessed to just be amongst a lot of great stampers. So I know for me, I always like to see the cards. I need to see the inspiration. What I see in a catalog doesn't help me that much. But once I see cards created with those products, then I'm just totally inspired. So at the end of our creating, I will share some samples with you and we'll go through the Sale-a-Bration catalog because that ends February 28th. So we're halfway through everything, the day, the week, Sale-a-Bration, and hopefully it has been good. So I am going to turn my camera down and get set up. So just hold on and I'll see you in a second. All right, here we go. So let me see, Sandy's saying, goodness gracious, snowy Missouri. Yes, it is snowy in Missouri. And I know my niece is in Ohio. And they got a bunch of snow too. In fact, they canceled school today in Ohio from what she was saying, because I think they got 6 inches either yesterday or the day before, and they're getting another 6 today. Now here in Virginia, it's a rainy day. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm kind of one of those weird people who love a rainy day when I could stay home. I cleaned my stamp room this morning because I had tons of projects all over the place. We had a bingo event. Last night I had a team event. I have stamp classes, regular classes. I just needed to get organized again. So I am ready to create. My stamp room looks great and I don't have to go out until later tonight. You know, when they're calling for those 50-mile-an-hour winds. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to share with you a paper today. This is on page 8. It's the Country Floral Lane suite. And I love a suite because it has everything you need to create. You have the Country Bouquet Bundle, which is the stamp set in the matte coordinating punch. Then you have this beautiful real red and burlap combo ribbon pack. You have the pastel adhesive backed sequins, the Country Floral 6x6 designer series paper, which coordinates great with the Country Floral Lane 12x12 designer series paper. Now I do have a little bit of news, sad news. The punch is currently unavailable because it's sold out. That's how popular this suite has been. Good news is, I think, like if you stamp, you still get the stamp set. Don't write this suite off. It's easy to cut. If you wanted to just cut your heart out or still use the stamp set, it's great for that. This is a stamp set. So it has a lot of nice sayings, still beautiful. And what's nice is that it is a photopolymer stamp set. It's because it's a 2-step stamp. So when you're looking at it, here are the leaves for your heart, and then here are the flowers that go with the heart itself. So it's still definitely a good one to get, but what I loved was the designer paper. So let me show you that real quick. Hey Diane from Florida, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great trip. She's one of our snowbirds. She's smart enough to get out of here and go have a great time in Florida for a couple months. So this is a Country Floral Lane designer series paper. And the colors that coordinate are Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, and Sweet Sorbet. So it is gorgeous. So you have, boy, I have a huge lag on this, on my live. It's lagging way behind. Try to keep up, try to keep up. So here you have these beautiful florals. And then on the other side, you have some very nice patterns or more subtles that you could use with anything. Now here, the punch does match this, but again, I feel like it's a real easy cut. And the punch will be available again, they're saying in April. So you will still be able to purchase the punch then, but all the other products are great and you're gonna wanna continue using them. Then we have some great stripes. Beautiful balmy blue, I love that. And y'all know Valentine's is right around the corner. So you wanna be able to make treats and Valentine's cards for those you love. So here's some more beautiful little hearts. Now this was really cute. This one here has little bicycles and I really, really do love it. That with the stripe and then some more hearts. So great paper, and this, I don't know if you could see it, but even this has like little X's and O's and hearts in it. So beautiful paper, no matter what kind of card you're making with it. So the cards I'm making today, I actually shared this on our team event last night. I have an awesome team and we had a quarterly event. So I featured a bunch of different designer series paper cards and this was one of them. I had done a video years ago with this technique and it has a lot of options and it's a lot of fun. So this is what I want to show you because again, you all have designer series paper at home. I know you do. And I want to show you how to put it to good use. So let me give you the dimensions that you're going to need. You will need a piece of 4 1/4 by 9 3/4 mint macaron, and you're going to score this at 5 1/2. So it's not as long as our 11, it's a little bit shorter. And the reason being is because I need a nice square, 4 1/4 square, and this is my platform that I'll be working off of. And I will still, after this video, I will put a picture of all this with the dimensions on my Creating with Colleen Facebook page. So if you go there, I'll put the video link and also a picture of these. You're going to need a 3 3/4 inch square of gold foil, 1 1/4 by 4 inch Country Floral Lane designer series paper, a 4 inch square of Mossy Meadow, 2 1/2 inch square of mint macaron, and then for the little quilted parts, you're going to need 2 1 1/4 inch squares of a pattern, type of a pattern, and then of a different pattern, you want the same. You want 2 1 1/4 inch squares, but you're going to cut those diagonally, so you have those little pieces. Then you're going to need a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. And you're going to need a 3/4 inch strip of the mint macaron. Doesn't matter how long it is because we're going to trim that up. And then I'm also going to be using in the mini catalog, it's called Something Fancy. So the Something Fancy has some really nice sayings on here. May the good you do come back to you. The one I'm using today, which I think was made for me. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. I do think you should celebrate all month though, whenever you have a birthday. You're worth it. You know, life is good. You have to celebrate it every day. But happy birthday, congratulations, thank you, all kinds of things, really versatile set. But what I like is you also have the Something Fancy dies. So with these, you have these beautiful dies here. So you have tag dies, these layer together, same with this. This is the die that I'm using. But then what I absolutely love is you have this little floral or this little teardrop or here, and you can put them at the top of these tags. And when I show you one of the samples with Sale-a-Bration, you'll see what I mean. But it just dresses up your different tags. So that is a bundle, and you can purchase that, and you will save 10% when you purchase it as a bundle. And that is actually, it's part of the Flora, let me show you, Flora collection. I didn't have it marked. But on page 16 and 17, it's a Something Fancy bundle, and it coordinates, they have it with the two-tone Flora. So page 16 and 17, actually page 17, for the dies and the words. So let me put these things over here, and I'll show you how cool this card is. Just got to keep up with all my little moving parts. Okay, so again, this is my card base, so I can just take this, crease my edge, and just put that off to the side. So to make this here, when you're looking at this piece in the center, you're probably thinking it's 4 separate squares, 1 1/4 inch squares. It's really not. It's that 2 1/2 inch square plus your 2 pattern ones. So let me show you. Oh, I've had others popped on. So we have Kay and Virginia. Hey, Virginia. Sarah and Robin finally made it in real time. Yes, Robin. Real time is good, but just always remember, if you're busy or if you can't make it, you can always come back. And when you go to my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel, right now it is set up to where you see all the videos that I made, and I encourage you to go look at those. But if you click on live, I am doing YouTube lives now, and that's where you're going to see these videos. So I have this square, the 2 1/2 inches, and I'm just going to take this 1 1/4 inch square. It's kind of hard when you're not right on top of it. And I'm going to put one there, and then one in this corner. So the upper left corner, bottom right corner, just like that. And I don't worry too much about the middle because I always put something in the middle. So that, let me show you there, that is that. But then I'm going to take my next square, which was the 4-inch Mossy Meadow, and I am going to put this on here. Whoops. I must be fibbing to you. Hold on. Oh, I grabbed the bigger one. Hold on one second. There's actually 2. That's what got me confused. This is one of the backings, so you want this size here. So I have, so let me make sure. This one is 3 1/2. So with the 3 1/2 Mossy Meadow, I'm going to attach this like that. Just kind of as a diamond. And it really doesn't matter because you can turn this one way or the other. So I have this on here. You want to make sure it's pretty straight. Yep, close enough counts. So I have this, and you can, I mean, it barely holds over, but y'all know me. I think it's OCD, although I don't like to think I have that. You can just tip that a little bit, but I have this piece here. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those triangular pieces. And this is where you have a variety. If you want it to look like this, where it's, you know, kind of coming across, this is your center point, then you would put the little triangles on each side, here we go, of the mint macaron square. And you want the flat edge, the longest flat edge, going to the outside of the square. So that's going to give you that look. Now, if you want a different look, if you want this, kind of like a, reminds me more of a pinwheel, then you're going to alternate your squares. You will put this on the mint macaron, this next to the floral, this on the mint macaron, and then up here, this on the floral. So what do y'all think? Which one, like which layout is, I think they're both my favorites, so I can never choose. I just kind of alternate back and forth. But do you like the one going across, or do you like the more of a pinwheel? I'll give you just a second to comment, and then I'll do what you want. Aw, so Sarah said it's great to see what another stamper can do in our area. Aw, we're blessed to have you. Lisa, Faith, and Wendy Steinbeck. Yes. Thank you so much. That's Lisa Freeman, Faith Clark, and Wendy Steinbeck to learn from. Thank you so much, Sarah. And let me tell you what, Sarah, I was always a fan of your work too. And I am a firm believer that we definitely all learn from each other. Okay, so Diane Hobble was first. She said a cross. So we'll do a cross for you, Diane. So again, what you'll do, and I think I'm just going to, well, I already committed to Diane. Now I got a pinwheel. But you'll see how to do them both. And then when you make your cards, you'll be able to do that no problem. So when you're doing the one that goes across, again, you're going to be working off your mint macaron. Oh, and okay, so Gwen says both. So we have a vote for each. That'll work. Diane just happened to type the fastest. So here we go. I'll just put these on. And then over here. But you really, when you're doing cards like this, it's just a bunch of different ways that you can do it. And my tip would be to go ahead when you're doing this, make a bunch of them up and don't put a sentiment on it. Since it is only designer paper, you have everything from a sympathy card to a birthday card, you know, a masculine card, depending on what you do it in. I'm waiting on my By the Bay bundle. Should be here today. No, it was Friday. That's right, it won't be here till Friday. But I have been playing with the designer paper. And that's what I'm going to be showing next Wednesday, so you don't want to miss that. But I did start one of these in that paper, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So here you are across. Now, one of the things that I really like to do on here is I like to use an embossing folder to emboss this. So when you look at all these pieces, you can kind of see where they stick up a little bit, or, you know, this is on top, so you have a little bit of an edge. But when you take an embossing folder and emboss it something, you can use really any folder. It kind of marries all those pieces together. And so here you have the time-worn type. One of my favorite go-tos because it's nothing specific. It's not flowers. It's a little bit of text, some texture, and that's what I'm looking for. So I will take this. Let me get my embossing machine here. I love it. It's compact. Just fold those down. And I love on the folders how there is a line here. And that helps you to line things up. So I just put my piece in here, because since it is text, I do kind of want it somewhat straight. Then I'm just going to take my base platform, my embossing folder, and when you have an embossing folder, always put it in with the fold first. If you put it in this way, and it's kind of, how would I say it, not bubbly, but anyways, it puts the pressure back on this folder, and you don't want that. Put it on this way, by all means. And then always, always make sure when you do this that your plates are even. If your plates, let me see my hands, if your plates are like this, they're going to go through and they're going to pull. And you can actually break a folder, or you can bend a framelit. Trust me, I've seen it. So always make sure your sides are nice and even. You know, that's experience talking. Sadly, but talking. Then when I have my piece, you can see how I have the texture, and it just kind of makes the seams in between all these papers a lot lighter. You know, definitely much smoother. So I have that. And then now let's do a little bit of layering. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the 3 3/4 inch square of the gold foil. Look at that. But beautiful colors. If you are ever color challenged, I just go by the colors on the designer paper. I feel that I'm color challenged, and they are gorgeous with Stampin' Up colors. I just take the colors from the paper and it works every time. which is why it's so cool that all of our colors coordinate. And then I'm going to layer this here. Hey, Angelique likes them both. So a lot of you couldn't choose. See, I feel good because I couldn't choose either. Hey, Steph, your conference ran late. Don't they know it's Wednesday? I'm going to have to talk to them. So now that I have this, this is my folded piece. So I will put it on like so on the top. So all these beautiful layers, just so pretty. And now I'm going to take the 4 by 5 1/4 basic white, and also that 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch. I'm sorry, 1 1/4 by 4 inch Country Floral Lane designer paper. And I'm just going to put this on the bottom. And then put this inside my card. And if you wanted to, I mean, you could keep this, like, don't cut that off, and maybe put a ribbon on here or put your text on there also. But I kind of like cutting it off. I think it just really completes that 4 1/4 inch square, which is our focal point. And it just gives us, again, just a little bit of more of the paper down here. So I can take this and I could put on here, happy birthday. I had this miles apart, but still in my heart. This is a stamp set called Lovely You, and it has been in the catalog once or at least 2 years, I think. But please keep in mind, this catalog is going to end the end of April. I think it's actually May 1st. But we will get a retiring list probably the beginning of April. And a lot of things, it's like anything. Once they're gone, they're gone. So anything you want out of the annual catalog, be sure to check that out too, especially your in colors. You know how the in colors always go fast, and you're going to want to stock up on your designer paper, your re-inkers, anything that you need for the colors going out. And those colors are Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. Absolutely love those two together. Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, and Sweet Sorbet. So make sure, don't wait till the last minute. Tell you, one of the hardest things for a demonstrator to do is try to find an ink refill for somebody. You can own it now. So this is in there also, and I would think since it's been there a while, it will be going. But I love a lot of the sayings. Just because, always. I loved this because my brother lives out of town. Miles apart, but still in my heart. Love is what makes us family. Great stamp set. All right, back to my card now. So with this here, I guess I'll go ahead and make it a birthday card. So I took, let me get my macaron ink. And I already cut out some of the banners from the Something Fancy dies. I have the banners. I'm going to live dangerously and try to stamp straight. So I'll just take this little happy birthday. And I have 2 here, so let's do 2 and see which one I like better. Well, they're both straight, but one's lower, one's higher. I'll do that one. Sometimes you just have to choose. Now that 3/4 inch piece of the mint macaron that I told you to have, you are going to just take this, you're going to center it, because it just looked kind of blah, with the white. So I like the distance there, and it's an easy enough cut. I got my charm tangled up there. Easy enough cut to just snip your sides. And there you have the happy birthday. So I will put that on with some mini dimensionals. And let me see. So there's your happy birthday. And then that saying I told you I loved for the inside. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. Ask me how I know I'll need this card. You just do. All right. So this is, those embellishments I was telling you about. The flat adhesive backed pearls are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And again, they go with the By the Bay suite, which you're gonna love when you see that next week. But they have small pearls and large pearls. And as I said, I like to put something in the middle. I just think it draws your eye in on the quilt and hides where everything intersected. So these are the cards. Let me see. This one here, I have that like that. So again, this is the pinwheel one that goes across. And keep in mind when you do this, if you didn't have the saying on here, you could also, let me put my finger on there so you don't see the saying. You can also have your card so it opens this way. Just stamp in this direction too. So whether you want it vertical or whether you want it horizontal, it'll work great. Here is one that I did a while back. And I like to always keep my cards to kind of give me that inspiration. So I had that one. But keep in mind too, you don't even have to add the triangle pieces if you don't want to. Totally up to you. You can actually just take that 2.5 inch square and put it on the background and just leave it off. And you still have this gorgeous center. So many options. Just get in the stamp room and play, and then you will figure out the one that you like best. Okay, so I told you all we were going to do a little Sale-a-Bration review. And Sale-a-Bration is Stampin' Up's biggest sale of the year. It's where everyone who purchases a minimum $50 qualifies for free product. So with a $50 order, merchandise order, you can choose a level 1 stamp set, designer paper, or whatever we have here for free. If you spend a minimum $100 order, you get a level 2. So I am blessed. I went ahead with new catalogs. I knew I would need to get some inspiration, so I was in a couple of different swaps. So I'm not going to show you everything, otherwise we would be here till dinner. But I did want to share because, again, I am a visual person. I need to see what this stamp set can do. So in Sale-a-Bration, the first thing we have are the Adorable Owls. So with the Adorable Owls, that is a stamp set you can get for a minimum $50, and they, you heard it, they are adorable. So I already did a video on this one, and this uses the Aspen tree dies. And let me show you something, because you might not have known this. From the holiday catalog, certain products carried over. And let me go in, that's in the back. It's nice that they list them for us. So here on page 74 of the mini catalog, they brought some of the popular products from the previous catalogs, and they are still available online. So you don't have really, you have some of the pictures over here, but it's the Very Best Trio Punch. That was in the holiday catalog and is still available. The Aspen Tree Dies, which are my favorite, one of them, because you can create any design you want behind here. We've had 6x6 designer paper that was gorgeous scenery in itself. You could pop a piece of that behind these trees and you've already got your scene. You can sponge daytime colors, beachy colors. You can do a big harvest moon like I did, but these are great dies to have. So they're the Aspen Tree Dies on page 74 of the mini catalog. We still have the envelope treat boxes, the Ringed with Nature stamp set, Very Best Occasions stamp set, Apple Harvest set, and incidentally, the Apple Harvest stamp set, they came out with dies temporarily. Those dies have been marked down and are on the clearance rack. So you can get the Apple Harvest stamp set, which was a real pretty set. You had these gorgeous apples with the leaves and the dies from the clearance rack. Perched in a Tree stamp set, the 3-ring hybrid folder, and then the handmade tag punch. So all those things carried over, and they're on page 74 of the mini catalog. Now this from the swap was probably one of the favorite ones that I received, and these use those little bitty flowers that are an accent in the mini catalog. And this card was by Missy Shipman, who is one of the sweetest demonstrators I know. Oh my gosh, she's just so kind whenever you see her, and she calls everybody friend, because everybody is a friend if you know Mrs. Shipman. So this was her card that I thought was adorable, using the adorable owls. And then you have the Thanks a Bunch stamp set. And that's always so sweet. Because again, thanks a bunch. You got a bunch of carrots. So this here, I have 2 cards. The first one is from Meg Lovin. And beautiful, simple, thanks a bunch. How cute is that to send to someone? And then the second one is very similar, and that's Leanne Greff. But here again, it just lends itself to this beautiful paper. So moving on, let me see. This is the number 1, and keep in mind, Sale-a-Bration items are only available while supplies last. I am pleased to say the Dainty Flowers 12 by 12 designer paper is still here, because I really didn't know how long that would be here, because it's absolutely gorgeous. I did a video on this, and you would see that under videos, not lives, showing how easy the paper is to create. So for example, this is one of the sheets of paper. Out of this 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you could get 6 cards, because you just cut it into 4-inch sections and cut it in half. And all I did was sponge with a little bit of old olive with a blending brush down at the bottom and stamp the word. And then of course put the little butterflies that we have from the annual catalog. Beautiful cards. And I did get a couple packs, so I am just going to sit and play one day. So I have these cards to send out. This is one of the others that they have. And I believe there you can get 6 out of each sheet, because you have 3 ovals on the top and the bottom and some pieces in the center. But again, all this is already done for you. I just stamped Celebrate You, 2 little butterflies, boom, my card was done. And then here I dressed it up just a little bit. I added some texture with the Time Worn embossing folder. I used the deckled edge dies to cut this. It really adds a nice texture to it without having to tear your paper. And then I stamped the Thank You for Your Kindness from the Dainty Flowers stamp set, the Dainty Delight bundle on page 55. Boy, we're just doing a catalog tour today. That coordinates with this paper. So this Dainty Delight right here, it has dies. This is page 55 of the mini catalog. This they created for the Dainty Flowers Celebration paper to coordinate together. And that's where I got my beautiful sayings from. So I highly recommend this paper. It's gorgeous. Now I didn't have anything from the Day at the Farm, but really cute. And I know it's been popular also. And here on page 9, you have a stamp set called Sending Support. And it has a lot of beautiful sayings. And I love this one. It says, courage is being really scared and doing it anyways. I just thought that was awesome. It's okay to not feel okay. You know, good luck. It's just some really nice sayings. And this also uses the designer paper that you can get free for Sale-a-Bration, which I'll show you. But remember I was talking about the tags that I used in my demonstration, the something fancy tags. This is one of the tags. And then you have that little flower that you could put in the top. And that actually, right there, she has it glued down, but that actually dresses up your tag. Very, very cute. And this card was created by Laura Bartow, who is another dear friend. And she took the white pieces from the tag and actually put them down here on the card. So she used every bit of it. Beautiful card, Laura. Now here, this designer paper, it's a shame the catalog does not do it more justice than it does, because it really is beautiful in person. This is page 11, and it's called Favor Flowers 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So this was done by Tammy Akerson. She used those deckled edge dies. They come in all kinds of sizes, you know, the rectangular, so they're great. She layered that, and the paper does the work. You know, really, you don't have to do anything. Just use the designer paper, and you have a gorgeous card. This sample was by Joyce Farraco, and she did the same thing. She used the stamp set we just talked about, They're Here For You Always, and again, the beautiful paper, the Favored Flowers paper. And then it opens as such. But so much prettier in person than it is, sadly, in a catalog. You just can't capture it, you know? Now here in the country, this is on page 12. This is really nice. I did think they did some really nice samples with it, but even if you just did it as a monochromatic, here she said sending love, thoughts, and prayers from that stamp set. This is from Janice Waitman, and she just simply took the scalloped dies here and went ahead and just stamped it in the same color, and it's beautiful. And I need to look. I'm gonna wait just a minute because I want to make sure I'm in the screen. Okay, I'm not. I can see where I'm up there, so I need to pull it closer to me. Sorry, gals. Okay, so here you have that, but beautiful monochromatic card. And then my dear upline and friend Faith Clark, she actually did this card. And these are our note cards, so they're a great size. She stamped the other stamp that was there and just colored in the flowers. So not a whole lot of work, but still a beautiful card. Now the Beautifully Happy stamp set, this is a level 2. So you must spend $100 to get this stamp set for free, but it is well worth it. The Beautifully Happy set is on page 13, and it has a lot of wonderful sayings. For a feeling better kind of day, sending happy thoughts. For a very happy birthday, kindness matters, thank you, you are easy to love. But this is a fun 2-step stamp. And I did a video on this also showing how easy it is to make with your Stamparatus. And keep in mind, a Stamparatus is $49, but one of Stampin' Up's best tools you could ever have. So that and a pack of the grid paper, you're right there at a level 1, or you can keep bumping it up for level 2. But this is a beautiful set. So this was just a very simple card that I did using the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. And again, when I stamped this, it was literally 1 for the black image, flipped it around, 2 for the fresh freesia flowers, and then brought the old olive plate down for the leaves, and I was done. So this here is, again, very pretty card. And then I showed how you can take a 3 3/4 inch piece of designer paper by 5, and depending how you cut it, then that gives you a different look on your background. So here, I took that size, I just cut it diagonally, moved it so I just had that little 1/4 inch edge around, 1/8 inch edge, what have you. And that gave me a nice diagonal focal point in the center. And then I put one of the dragonflies on here. I'm already on my second pack of these little dragonflies. They go on with a glue dot, and they're a lot of fun. So that's when I cut it diagonal. Here, I cut it diagonal both ways, and I'll show you how I did that in the video. But here, now I've separated it into 4 pieces diagonally. And here I just simply cut it in half each way. And that gave me 4 different rectangles that I would have. Now, one of the things you can get, again, for a level 2, for a $100 order, is you can get this awesome pack of designer paper. I don't know if you can see it up here. So it's called Dandy Designs. It is 12 by 12 designer paper, and it is 48 sheets. So you have a lot of great pastel colors in here, and perfect timing since spring is right around the corner. So last night at our team event, we just did a little Ghirardelli chocolate. This was Tanya Reed's design, and it was just a 2 inch by 6 inch piece of designer paper. Just wrapped around your chocolate, put a little tape in there to hold your chocolate, seal at the top, and then just some little flowers and my friend. So these, I think we figured out, if you use a whole pack of paper, I think you can get like 568 of these treats, just in case like you really, really, really have a lot of friends. And then, okay, we have a host section. So when you collect orders or you yourself place a minimum $300 order, you get this Scenic Garden stamp set here for free. And this is real pretty. And then they always have a joining special during Sale-a-Bration, and it really is a great deal. And if you're on the fence and you don't know, should you not, you know, oh my gosh, what's involved? Really, there is no obligation after you buy the starter kit. It's normally $125 in product for $99, no shipping and handling, but till the end of February only during Sale-a-Bration, you can select $175 in product out of the mini catalog or the annual catalog, only pay $99 and no shipping. That's $175 in product. So what I tell people If you're getting ready to place an order and it's $100, then consider purchasing the starter kit because it's $99, but you're getting $175 in product free. No obligation to ever purchase. If you did though, you would save 20% on everything you buy. And I'm always here to support you. I have a wonderful team. We do events by Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you live, and we do events locally too live. But a great creative team. It's all about creativity. So the other option is they have this, it's a mini die cut machine, so it's small, but this is in boho blue. And incidentally, that's like a little sneak peek of one of our in colors coming out too. But it's normally $60, so if you just add another $30 to your starter kit, you get the $175 in free product, plus this little mini boho die cutting machine, and you only pay $129. So if you have any questions on that, please send me an email. You can contact me through my creatingwithcolleen.com blog, and you can also sign up for my newsletter there. I like to keep you posted on what's going on and send inspiration in my newsletters. So if you're not already receiving them, please go to creatingwithcolleen.com and do that. You can also go there to purchase your starter kit or to purchase any other products that you would like. So let me see. Stephanie said it's awesome. Stephanie has been with me a couple months. We have been together for years, and she is just an avid stamper. So Stephanie bought the starter kit a couple months back, and she said it's awesome. And it really is. Stephanie, I mean, you could purchase from me, but purchasing for yourself is pretty fun too, isn't it? So I just want to thank you all for watching. Miss Bren is here, Sandy, Gwen, Stephanie, Robin, Angelique. Thank you so much, Virginia. I have Miss Diane here. Oh my goodness, you all are wonderful to share your lunch with me. Sarah, thank you, Virginia. Kay, I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But if I did, just know I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you were inspired today. And again, come back next Wednesday. Oh my goodness, that's actually going to be February 1st. And we are going to be exploring that by the bay. And I'm going to show you another really cool card. I might even show you 2 different designs of what you can make with your designer series paper. So I hope you have a blessed day. Y'all do something creative. And again, thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much. Take care now and enjoy the day. Bye-bye. I always got to figure out how to turn this off. All right, I think it's this. I need to put my camera